Hello everybody, welcome to Project Beauty, where we talk about project panning and everything beauty related. My name is Jen. So I'm going to try and do this as fast as I possibly can because my son is in my room and I have to actually go make him dinner right away. So I'm going to be talking to you guys about my eyes project pan today. Of course, you could tell by the title. So this was created by Deb B, and there are so many people taking part in this. I will try to have everybody linked down below as soon as possible. So far I know it is Danny from Danny's Makeup, Kim from Teacher Loves Beauty, me, Jen from Project Beauty. I believe who else is doing this now? I think Shelly from Unapologetically Shelly. I will try to get more information of who's doing this and link it down below, but that's who I think is doing this so far. But anyone else I will have to add later. So go ahead and check all of them out and make sure you check out Deb because she always has the most information. I forget to do the thing that I like the most and the thing that I like the least because I talk about each one and what my thoughts were throughout the whole thing. So you could pretty much tell when I talk about that, like what was pretty awful and what was really great. But I will try to remember to do that today. So basically, Eyes Project Pan is Enjoy Your Eyeshadows Project Pan. And so this runs from January the 4th of 2023 and it goes to December 31st of 2023. So almost a full year. I actually started my own kind of thing in December doing the exact same thing, except for I wasn't doing pan in every palette, no pan left behind, level up or anything like that. I was just using what I wanted to use and it felt so good, and that's still what I'm doing. It feels so nice to use whatever I want to use. So I have brought in a ton of palettes in the month of March, and I want to talk to you guys about those right now. The first one is Made by Mitchell's palette, Feet Off the Ground. And this one I really like for the color story, and it's a good formula. It's not like my favorite formula, but it's a really good formula. And I would like to play with this like more eventually. Just right now I've only used it a couple of times, but I did like what I did use, and I love the color story in this. I think it's absolutely beautiful, and I hope to get some more use on this in the future, but it was good. The next one I have is, let's see. This is the Ensley Rain and, what is her name now? Brittany Huffman? Let me see inside here. Yeah, Brittany Huffman and Ensley Rain Cosmetics. So this is what the eyeshadow palette looks like. And this is absolutely stunning. I actually really want to keep this in one more round. But I think what I'm going to do is just, if I want to use it, I'll grab it just organically. But it's absolutely beautiful. Stunning, stunning palette. And I will definitely be buying more from that brand in the future. Just getting things, oh, every time I close it, it like scoots out the side. Okay, there we go. All right, next we have the ColourPop Getting Fresh eyeshadow palette, which looks like this. And it's really, really beautiful inside, although the formula was only like mediocre when I used this. I was expecting amazing, like, you know, a lot of depth in this color, a lot of depth in some of the warmer, darker browns. But in all honesty, this was only like mediocre at best. It wasn't an amazing, like when I look at this color story, I'm like, holy crap, this is beautiful. I wanted to get this in my hands. I wanted to use this so badly. And I just feel kind of like there's something left to be desired. I will continue to use it, but I just feel like it wasn't like what I had anticipated. And I could probably recreate that palette with my singles with a much better formula. So I might do that in the future. The next one I have is the, let me see, where is this? Did I take that out? It is, where is it? Oh, I know. I put it back into my bin because I couldn't fit it in my other section. But this is the Beauty Bay Earthy eyeshadow palette. It's one of those really big ones, which I adore, huge color stories. And this one is so beautiful. So you get a ton of greens with a little bit of like fall autumn-y looking reds and browns in the bottom. And I just love all these like mint shades. So gorgeous. I am actually wearing this eyeshadow palette today and I absolutely love the formula of this. It's a really, really great palette and I'm so glad that I have it. I love this so much. The next one is the Clionadh Dragon Fruit eyeshadow palette, which is right here. I did a look with this. It will be coming up on April the, I believe it's the 13th with Kim from Teacher Loves Beauty and Jaylon from J Loves Makeup. My palette just broke. Oh my god, it totally just broke. Well, that's really awful for a very expensive palette. And I don't even put this into, like, I never compact my stuff on top of each other. I'm a little bit annoyed at the fact that that's totally broken now. Okay, so anyway, that's what it looks like on the inside. Really frustrated with the fact that that just broke on me. Was not expecting that. I'm not at all rough with my palettes, so that just kind of put me off a little bit. Kind of frustrated, actually, at that. But anyhow, it's a really nice palette. I really do enjoy it. Really love the formula. I love the way that the payoff was. That just totally bothered me that that broke. Sorry. I didn't mean to, like, totally change my mood, but that was really, I did not like that. The fact that that just broke so easy like that. But the next eyeshadow palette that I was using was the Nomade Fête de Provence eyeshadow palette, and it's absolutely beautiful. It looks like this, and I used this a couple times, and I created really nice looks with it. Is it my absolute favorite I've ever tried? No, but I actually didn't mind the formula. But it's not like the Beauty Bay Earthy palette formula. Like, it's not as totally pigmented as I would like, and I like a lot of saturation in my color. So yeah, I gotta get rid of that little plastic piece because I'm just gonna keep looking at it and get annoyed. The next one that I used was the Adept Cosmetics Heather Austin eyeshadow palette, and I loved this. It was absolutely gorgeous. I love everything to do with Adept Cosmetics. I think their color stories are stunning. I think their eyeshadows are beautiful. And I would probably like to keep that in, but I'm going to put all of these back and just grab again naturally. I do have a few that I will share with you in a moment that I'm going to be bringing in for the month of April, but I'm only bringing in a few because I want to work on the stuff that's in projects to get those out. And I also want to work on a few singles. So I have like probably 7 more palettes to go that I've used in April. So I've used a lot, but let's continue. I also used the Adept Cosmetics Amulet palette, which is gorgeous. I love this metallic red color. And this is what she looks like on the inside. Really gorgeous. Really loved the formula of this. I just adored this so much. It was a pleasure to use, and I'm so happy that I purchased it. I kind of wish that the Heather Austin palette had like this gold on it as well, but not just like imprinted. I really wish it had like the lettering on there. I'm not sure if it's supposed to, but mine didn't come with that. So let me know in the comments if it should have this on it, because I would have preferred that for sure. And then we have the Adept Cosmetics Inspired palette. This is inspired by the show Arrow, and I have not seen it, but I would definitely like to see it. This is so gorgeous. I really want to keep this one in too. I want to keep all the Adept Cosmetics ones in, but I do have to use other palettes. So let's go ahead and look at what else we used. I also used the What's Up Beauty Geodes eyeshadow palette, and this is so stunning. I really adore this so very much. My son is beside me and he's really sick. Hang on, honey, mommy will fix that, okay? So yeah, it looks like this. Really, really gorgeous. I absolutely loved using this. It was so gorgeous. Don't touch, please. Thank you. Sorry, I'm stacking my palettes beside me and he's like pushing them over. No, honey, you gotta move this because mommy's filming, okay? But this was absolutely beautiful. And this one I actually want to keep in as well. There's so many really, really beautiful palettes that I'm so happy that I own, that I would love to keep in and continue using. And this was definitely one of them. Absolutely love that palette so much. And then we have the Belle Beauty Bar Strange and Unusual eyeshadow palette. Okay, mommy's going to shut this off if you're going to come over here, okay? Go sit up there. And this was from Beetlejuice. It's inspired by Beetlejuice. And I love this color story. It's so gorgeous. And I really enjoy using this. Really, really great palette. Next we have the Morphe Ice Fantasy eyeshadow palette. Now this one I've been using with almost every look because I'm using for my brow bone shades, and it does have across the top really light shades that I can buff out underneath my brow. That matches with a lot of different looks that I'm using. So I really enjoy this, and I'm going to continue on using this into the next month. And then also I have the, please don't do that. Okay, please don't do that. Mommy's asking you nicely now. And then I also have the Tarte Tartelette palette, which is right here. And it's just like an all matte eyeshadow palette, which is absolutely beautiful. And I've been using a lot of the brow bone shades in here as well, which I really, really love. But I also have these really nice deep outer corner shades. So if I don't have that in a palette, I also have it in here, which I will be using again for the month of April, because I do like having the brow bone and outer corner shades to add into palettes. And then I do have these written in. I think I'm going to put these away. I'm not sure. You know what? Maybe I'll bring these in again for one more month. But these are my eyeshadow singles that I bought from Terra Moons, which are the ones on the top of the palette. Oops. And then the ones down here are from Shine by SD. So I think I might actually bring these in one more month and try and use them. Yeah, I might bring these in one more month. So all of that, I'm just going to put some of these away so I can make some space. You have to go potty? No? Okay. So for, honey, you gotta stop now. Okay. For the month of April, I am going to be bringing in a couple of new eyeshadow palettes, but also a couple of ones that I've already used a few times in the past. And I think the first one that I'm going to bring in is the Melt She's in Parties eyeshadow palette. And I think the reason I want to bring this one in is because it's just such a beautiful, like purpley mauve kind of palette. And I just adore this. I think it's beautiful. And I need to play around with my stuff that I already have in my collection that I've used in the past, just to remember, like, what do I think of the formula. And then I also want to bring in Smoke Sessions, which is one of the ones that I really like a lot, but it's also very dark and it has a lot of like greens and like dirty golds. So I'm going to go ahead and bring that one in as well. Next, I'm going to bring in my Empowered eyeshadow palette from Huda Beauty. And I'm bringing this in because I haven't used it yet and I want to make sure that I use it. So I'm going to bring in that one. And apparently these are liners or bases. I'm not really sure how that works, but I'll definitely try those out. But this gold right here is so beautiful and so striking. I can't wait to try that. Oh my gosh. So that one will go back in the box until I actually try it. Because I don't take them out of the box until I've actually used the palette. That's how I know if they're still new or not. And I'm also going to be bringing in the Tiny Marvels eyeshadow palette. That was a collab between Mel Thompson and Sydney Grace. Very, very cute packaging. And stunning color story. I love this kind of a palette because I feel like the shadows go edge to edge and they're really big shadows. Like you get a lot of bang for your buck. And this supports Mel's family. So really happy about having that in my collection. I'm also bringing in, oops, I keep knocking over my stuff. I am going to be bringing in my Huda Beauty Rose Quartz eyeshadow palette. Don't worry, I haven't forgotten about the, sorry, I gotta hide this remote from my kid. I'm gonna remember to tell you guys what I liked and what I didn't like. But yeah, this one is the Rose Quartz from Huda Beauty, and I want to use this one as well because I have a lot of the Huda Beauty palettes, but I don't use them that often. So I want to get some use on these to see what I think and if they're just something that I really enjoy to like using in my collection. Because like I said, I do have a lot and I rarely use them because I just have so much stuff. And the last one that I'm bringing in right now is the Anastasia Primrose eyeshadow palette. This is for eyes and face, so there's also face products in this as well. And I've really wanted to try, I just love the way that the packaging looks. It's really sleek. And oh my gosh, I want to bring this in for, I don't know how many, like I'm not even bringing in for uses, but I am most definitely going to be using this as much as possible. Dylan, can you please not do this? He's like right behind me. I'm sure you can see his little hand. But he's trying to make an appearance and I'm trying desperately to keep him occupied so that he doesn't come on screen. But this is what this looks like and I really, really cannot wait to get some use on this. It's absolutely stunning and I'm so in love with the color story of this. But I just don't know how I'm gonna like, because I never really liked any of the Anastasia color stories except for the ones that are like the Pro Pigment ones in the big like the Norvina Pro Pigment palettes. I love those. I think they're fantastic, but I don't like the regular Anastasia Beverly Hills palettes, if that makes sense. So that's what I'm going to use. Now, out of the eyeshadow palettes, I mean, I didn't have any that I thought were bad in the last, like in the month of March. So I don't have anything that was the worst. Oh, maybe the ColourPop one. The ColourPop one was like meh, you know? It was like, it was okay. It was fine, but it was super dusty, and I feel like just didn't have the pigmentation or the color. Like it just dusted on my eyes and didn't give me much. So that one is definitely the worst. But the best one, I don't know. I would say all of the Adept ones, but I'm going to say the Inspired palette because it was just everything. And I'm going to also tie that with my Ensley Rain. Dude, my Ensley Rain and Brittany Huffman Midwinter's Dream. Those were probably my very favorite ones to use because I used them multiple times. Even though I had so many other things in the month, I just couldn't stop reaching for them. They're so good, and I just love the way that they look. So those are my two favorite, or my first, yeah, two favorites, and one that was like not so much. But I will still keep the ColourPop one, and I will try and use it. But I most definitely was not super impressed. So probably next month I'll bring in another ColourPop, whatever 25 or whatever pen palette, to see what I think. But I'm really happy with the ones that I've selected so far for the month of April. And this gives me the opportunity to work through some of my palettes that are in projects. And also, I should show you guys this one too. I will be trying to use this one a little bit this month, but it's a singles palette. And it's the one that matches the Book of Magic. It's just sort of my take on the Book of Magic. And so I'll probably be trying to grab that one more as well. But I have a lot in projects. So I think if I just like keep it minimal, I think I'll do better. And I think I'll get a better grasp. And I have been bringing like a ton in for January and February and for March. So I think April is just going to be a little more calm, and I can get through some other things. So, and then also focus on my Pan palette for the year. But that is everything that I'm using. Let me know in the comments if you guys are familiar with my collection or have seen my eyeshadow inventory. If there's something that you want to see me use or talk about. Otherwise, watch out for that Clionadh Dragon Fruit eyeshadow look. That's coming out on April the 13th, and there will be a collab on that. So you will see that video and see in the comments who is joining me for that. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you will like and subscribe, and I hope I will see you in the next video. Bye, everybody.